After 30 years of happy marriage, Mary finally discovers John's long-held secret. She had always felt that he was hiding something, and when she accidentally found something strange inside the wall, her distrust of John intensified. But that wasn't all. When Mary opened a small secret pocket in the wall and went to look inside, she couldn't believe what she had found. Mary and John seemed like a normal couple on the outside. At every social event, they were seen laughing and chatting together and generally seemed happier than ever. But little did the outside world know that something strange was going on inside their marriage. Mary was good at hiding it, but there was something about her husband that didn't fit. For the past 30 years, Mary had had the feeling that her husband was hiding something from her. It hadn't been like that all the time, as the first 10 years of their marriage had gone by without any problems. But something had changed one night, and from then on, John started acting strangely. He would disappear for hours without ever saying where he was, and that wasn't all. Sometimes Mary would hear him having a heated conversation on the phone, but whenever she asked him, he would tell her not to worry. Over the years, she realized that he was never going to be honest with her, so she decided to let it be. It didn't do her any good to be suspicious all the time, and John didn't get into any trouble. That was until one afternoon, she was cleaning one of the guest bathrooms. The bathroom wasn't used much, as there weren't many overnight guests. But since they were trying to sell their house, Mary wanted all the rooms to be sparkling clean. She was busy cleaning the white tiled walls when suddenly she felt one of the tiles move. She was worried that it had come loose over time, so she pressed it again to see how badly it was damaged. Pressing the tiles, she realized that there wasn't just one loose tile. There were actually 4 tiles loose, but stuck together. It was very strange, and Mary immediately felt that there might be more to this story. That's why she decided not to tell her husband about her find. Over dinner, he'd asked her about her day, and she'd told him she'd been cleaning, but she didn't tell him where exactly. She knew he was going to go golfing the next day, so she waited for him to leave before going back into the guest bathroom and exploring some more. But before she went in there, she dove into her garage and looked for some of her husband's tools that she could use. She wanted to find a flathead screwdriver and maybe a putty knife of some sort. She needed something she could pry between the tiles with and hopefully completely peel them off the wall to see what was behind them. She found the tools fairly quickly, as her husband was very organized. He had a special place for everything and even labeled them. He got nervous when things weren't in their place, so Mary had learned to stay out of the garage as much as possible and let him clean everything up in his own way. Mary found it a little strange to go back into the garage after avoiding it for years. She stood in the middle of the garage, tools in hand for a few minutes, just taking it all in. She had never seen a garage so organized, and she almost appreciated all of her husband's work. Almost, because there was something very creepy about it too. She quickly ran into the guest bathroom and knelt on the floor. She placed all of the tools she had gathered in front of her and felt around for loose tiles. Her husband had been gone for an hour, so she knew she still had about 3 hours until he came back. Even though she had plenty of time, it didn't feel that way. Mary's heart was racing, and she felt as if her husband could come back at any moment. She locked the bathroom door for peace of mind, but it was no use. She knew it was all because she was doing something behind her husband's back, and it was stressing her out. She had never done anything like this before, and she was afraid of how her husband would react if he found out. Reason: wrong age. John was not an aggressive man, but still, Maria didn't like going against his wishes. She paused and took a deep breath. Was it really worth it? Then she shook her head. Yes, it is worth it. A sudden rush of confidence washed over her. She deserved to know the truth. She deserved to know if her husband was hiding something from her. She quickly located the loose tiles and began to lift them little by little. First, she used her fingers, then the putty knife, and when the tiles protruded far enough from the wall, she inserted the screwdriver between the crack and tapped the handle. Her eyes widened as the tiles came out of the wall but did not fall to the floor. There was something stuck behind the wall that was preventing the tiles from falling to the floor. Mary grabbed the tiles with both hands and began to carefully pull them. Her heart was pounding as the tiles moved further and further away from the wall. Suddenly, they stopped. But Mary gave one last tug to see what was happening. She heard a loud click, and suddenly, her entire wall moved. Mary's mouth dropped open as she realized that the tiles were just a small part of what her husband had been hiding. They were actually a secret way to open an entire secret door. She reached out to continue opening the door and realized how shaky they were. The door creaked open, revealing a yawning abyss of darkness. As the room opened, unfamiliar shadows loomed around her. The space felt ancient, as if its walls held stories from ages past. Mary hesitated in the doorway, the weight of the room's mysteries pressing down on her shoulders. Shaking off her initial shock, she realized she had to venture further. She pulled a flashlight from her pocket and switched it on. The beam of light cut through the darkness, revealing parts of the room. She felt a mix of fear and curiosity, but she was determined to discover the truth hidden within. A sudden draft of cold air whispered past her, raising her hair and sending shivers down her spine. The air in the room seemed thick, heavy with memories and secrets. Mary wondered how this space had remained hidden for so long, and why it felt so foreign to her, even in her own home. Gripping the flashlight more firmly, she moved deeper, every sound magnified by the stillness. The old floorboards groaned under her weight, echoing a melancholic melody. Every inch she advanced seemed to reveal more of the room's enigmatic aura, drawing her deeper inside. The silence was almost deafening. The room, untouched for who knows how long, seemed to protest her presence. Dust swirled in the air, reflecting the flashlight beam like a myriad of tiny stars. It was a place where time had stood still, and Mary felt both the thrill of discovery and the uneasiness of the unknown. As Mary delved deeper into the darkness of the room, she discovered a treasure trove of objects, each one intriguing. There were photographs, framed and faded, alongside trinkets that seemed to have traveled from every corner of the world. Each object was meticulously arranged and preserved, telling silent stories of adventure and memories. The beam of her flashlight caught the glint of metal locks. There was a collection of ornate boxes, each more intricate than the last. Their closed exteriors beckoned to Mary with a siren song of hidden truths. She felt a pull, a desire to unravel the stories held within. Among the artifacts, a collection of envelopes caught Mary's eye. Each was neatly sealed and stamped with a unique date and initials. The envelopes whispered stories of days gone by, each with its own enigma. They seemed intimate, like fragments of someone's past waiting to be rediscovered. The room, with its myriad artifacts and secrets, seemed like a shrine of memories. It was as if the walls had been soaked with moments, joys, and sorrows from years gone by. The air was heavy with nostalgia, and every object seemed to evoke stories from a time preserved beyond the veil of time. With the sealed envelopes in her hand, Mary found herself caught up in a whirlwind of emotions. The allure of unraveling hidden stories clashed with the weight of privacy and respect. She took a deep breath and considered whether to delve deeper into the mysteries or leave them alone, enjoying the allure of the unknown. As Mary continued to explore, Her attention was drawn to the grandeur of an old wooden desk. Its rich, dark wood seemed to glow with age and untold stories. A huge, intricate map crowned the desk, stretching across its surface. The allure of the map caught her eye, and Mary couldn't resist moving closer to inspect the detailed expanse. Upon closer inspection, the map revealed its true majesty. It was adorned with countless marked locations, small notations scrawled in meticulous handwriting, and symbols of varying designs. Each mark alluded to a story of adventure, a moment frozen in time, and suggested places that had once held great significance. Next to the map lay a collection of codes and ciphers, intricately designed and carefully documented. These cryptic symbols whispered secrets of hidden treasures, relics, and places begging to be discovered. Mary could feel the thrill, the allure of unearthing hidden mysteries from a bygone era. Next to the map lay a worn logbook, its pages filled with documented chronicles of past expeditions. Opening it, Mary felt transported to unknown worlds. The notations detailed mysterious expeditions, encounters with enigmatic people, and tales of discovery. Each entry was a window into a world of wonder and wanderlust. With each page she turned, Mary began to weave a narrative of grand adventures. Stories of uncharted islands, ancient civilizations, and searches for hidden treasures began to form. The puzzle pieces fell into place, painting a picture of a life filled with risk, exploration, and untold rewards. Deep within the vast mansion, the silence was palpable. Each tick of the ancient grandfather clock in the hallway seemed to echo incessantly. Mary sat on the bathroom floor, the soft light of the solitary lamp illuminating the old journal in her hands. The words captivated her, transporting her to a world she had never known. But her trance was violently interrupted by a sound she dreaded: the unmistakable drawn-out creak of the front door. The old brass clock on the bathroom wall indicated that it was still early, too early for John to be home. She had meticulously planned this secret reading, making sure that John would be gone long enough. But time, it seemed, had played a trick on her. As the echo of the door closing faded, the unmistakable rustle of John's coat and his hum told her that he was back, much sooner than expected. The mansion, which used to be a comforting sanctuary, suddenly felt like a prison. The walls seemed to close in on her as John's footsteps grew louder. Each soft thud vibrated on the cold marble floors, echoing with the frantic beat of her heart. She imagined him walking through the halls, perhaps calling to her. She had always found comfort in his footsteps, but now they sounded like the harbingers of impending death. Panic gripped her. She looked around, searching for a way out, but she knew the bathroom only had one exit door. However, there was the secret door she had entered through, cleverly hidden behind a large mirror. Without a second thought, she pushed the journal under the tub and replaced the mirror, securing the latch. The door closed with a soft but definitive click, once again concealing the room and its secrets. John's voice, tinged with a mix of surprise and concern, echoed through the bathroom door. "Mary? Is everything all right?" She must have noticed the light coming under the door. She felt torn. Should she reveal herself, risking John discovering her secret intrusion, or stay hidden, praying he would leave? Her thoughts churned, torn between love, trust, and the burning need to uncover the mysteries that lay hidden just a few feet away. The bathroom door, normally left ajar, now stood as an ominous barrier between John and his wife. His gaze shifted from the closed doorknob to the tools scattered on the floor. His tools, which he had so carefully put away. Pliers, screwdrivers, and chisels lay abandoned, a haunting testament to what might have happened inside. The urgency of apprehension made John's heart race. The halls of the mansion seemed to amplify the sound of John's heartbeat. "Mary!" he cried, trying to suppress the tremble in his voice. Silence. The weight of the unknown pressed down on him, a cold hand gripping his heart. Memories of a past he had hoped to forget crowded into his memory, whispering tales of terror. Every moment that passed without Mary's voice intensified his fear. Determination replaced John's initial shock. He placed his palm flat on the cold wood, took a deep breath to steady himself, and with a burst of strength, forced his shoulder against the door. The sound of splintering wood echoed down the hall as the door gave way, revealing the interior of the bathroom. The lamp was still on, casting a soft, eerie glow over the scene. Though the room seemed untouched at first glance, John's trained eyes were quick to discern the subtleties. The tiles adjacent to the wall seemed slightly out of place, and there were a few specks of dust scattered about, signs of tampering. His gaze then fell on the slightly askew wall mirror. A pang of realization washed over him. His secret, which he had worked so hard to hide, was about to be revealed. The mansion, once lively and warm, now felt cold and suspenseful. John stood motionless, the weight of the moment pressing down on him. Behind the mirror was the secret door behind which Mary had locked herself. The silence was oppressive, each second lengthening, amplifying the gravity of the situation. Both John and Mary, on opposite sides of the hidden door, were prisoners of the agonizing weight. Cornered in the chamber of secrets, Mary's heart raced, each beat a reminder of the impending confrontation. As the weight of her discoveries bore down on her, she realized that hiding would only prolong the inevitable. With shaking hands and steely determination, she decided to face the unknown, the man she thought she knew, and the truths he was about to uncover. With a hesitant turn of the lock, the hidden door creaked open, revealing Mary's determined yet anxious face. Stepping into the dimly lit room, she met John's astonished eyes. They were inches apart, but the abyss of unspoken emotions and buried secrets made it seem like miles. The dim lighting painted a picture of revelation, as two souls met on the precipice of a transformative moment. The room was filled with tension, broken only by the soft ticking of the grandfather clock in the distance. They were locked in a silent dance of glances, each searching for answers in the other's eyes. Questions floated between them like an electric charge of expectation. There was grief, curiosity, fear, and hope, all wrapped up in a silence more powerful than words. Shadows cast by the flickering light danced on the walls, reflecting the tempest of emotions swirling in the room. The weight of years of secrets seemed to darken the air they breathed. Yet amidst the heavy atmosphere, a single ray of understanding began to penetrate. In the heart of darkness, the potential for truth and reconciliation beckoned, promising a return to the light. John's voice, shaky and choked with emotion, pierced the silence. "Mary," he began, "what have you found?" The depth of his vulnerability was apparent. It was the voice of a man facing his deepest fears, laying himself bare. As he waited for her answer, the room seemed to hold its breath, each heartbeat echoing the mounting anticipation of secrets being laid bare. Reason Wrong Age. Taking a deep breath, John began to unfold stories of maps, clandestine meetings, and treasures hidden in the most unlikely places. "I was a treasure hunter, Mary," he admitted, his voice filled with nostalgia. Each word painted a vivid picture of an adrenaline-fueled life, of secrets unearthed and dangers evaded. The reality of a parallel life, of which she was unaware, began to assail Mary. With a distant look, John continued, "It wasn't just about the treasures, it was about the camaraderie." He spoke of moonlit nights under foreign skies, of friendships forged in fire and promises made. But with the joys came the sorrows, the wake-up calls that indicated it was time to leave it all behind and seek a quieter, safer life. With his eyes filled with emotion, John confessed, "I hid it all, not out of deceit, but out of fear." He spoke of enemies from the past, of dangers lurking in the shadows, and of threats that still haunted his memories. By burying his past, he hoped to protect Mary, to protect his family from a world where every step could be a danger. As the stories unfolded, Mary's emotions ebbed and flowed. Tears welled up, not from betrayal, but from overwhelming love. Every word, every pause, revealed how far John had come, the sacrifices he had made to ensure her safety. The realization that he had borne all that weight alone, all in the name of love, moved her deeply. The room, with its secrets and stories, transformed before her eyes. What had once been a silent guardian of John's hidden past now resonated with their shared history and understanding. The walls, once separating truths, now bore witness to the strengthening of their bonds. Amid the remnants of a hidden life, Mary and John found a deeper connection, their love renewed and solidified. In the dimness of the living room, surrounded by memories of their life together, the couple reflect in silence. The revelations of the night weigh on their minds, casting shadows and lights on their years together. The diary, the hidden room, and John's hidden past become more than just secrets. They become turning points that prompt introspection and renewed understanding. The weight of John's heart is evident as he speaks. "I should have confided my past to you, Mary." The burden of years of silence and hidden truths weighs on him. He feared she would see him differently, that the man she loved would become a stranger in light of her past actions. Every secret she kept was a wall built by fear and protection. Holding his hands, Mary's voice is soft but firm. "Our love is not defined by your past, but by our present and our future together." Her eyes, filled with warmth and understanding, convey the depth of her feelings. She emphasizes the foundation of their bond, built on mutual trust, urging John to believe in the resilience of their relationship and the promise of unbreakable love. Together, they look to the future and decide that openness and trust will guide their path. They recognize that every challenge they face, every secret they reveal, only serves to tighten their bond. Promises of understanding, patience, and togetherness fill the room. As afternoon turns to night, they hold on to each other, confident in their shared journey and the love that sustains them. As dawn breaks, they discuss the future of the secret room. No longer a space of hidden stories, but a testament to their enduring love. Perhaps a library filled with adventure tales, or a study where new memories can be made. As they brainstorm, it's clear that the room will soon resonate with laughter, love, and the promise of brighter days. Amid the soft morning light, Mary sketches out ideas while John lists his favorite novels and hobbies. Their excitement is palpable. Each idea becomes a testament to their journey together. They dream of bookshelves lined with books, an art corner, and spaces dedicated to each of their passions. Each floor plan reflects their intertwined lives, showing a fusion of their dreams and aspirations. The hum of activity fills the room for days to come. Dust is removed, revealing the room's true potential. New coats of paint are given to the walls, echoing their chosen themes. Furniture is moved, shelving is assembled, and personal touches are added. John and Mary work side by side, their laughter and shared purpose bringing to life a space that was once off-limits. The metamorphosis is magical. The room, once holding quiet secrets, now sings with life. Floor-to-ceiling bookshelves overflow with literary treasures, and comfortable seating beckons visitors. Personal keepsakes, framed photos, and shared memories adorn the walls. The space breathes with their combined love of art, literature, and each other. Invitations are sent out, and soon the house is abuzz with the voices of beloved friends and family. The room's grand opening is greeted with cries of surprise and admiration. Amid the celebration, John and Mary proudly share the story of the room and its transformation. The reunion becomes more than just a reveal. It marks the embrace of their shared past and the promise of their united future. The room stands as a beacon, a testament to Mary and John's journey. Friends and family see not just a space, but the embodiment of the trust, understanding, and love the couple shares. Conversations deepen, laughter resonates, and the bond between Mary and John grows even stronger. The transformation of the room symbolizes their journey from hidden truths to a relationship illuminated by trust and unwavering love. The gathering is filled with laughter, stories, and the warmth of close relationships. Friends and family, old and new, clink glasses in celebration. As toasts ring out, the room resonates with joy, echoing the shared love and fond moments that have brought everyone together tonight. John makes a tour of the room, sharing stories from his treasure-hunting days, making the room come alive for his guests. His stories transport everyone through time, from ancient artifacts to modern-day escapes, painting vivid pictures of daring adventures and a life well lived. Together, they express their gratitude for the bond that unites them and look forward to many more adventures together. With renewed enthusiasm, they raise their glasses, not only to the past, but to the exciting chapters that lie ahead. A bright future awaits this circle of dear friends. John, holding Mary's hand, speaks of the transformation the room and their relationship have undergone, from secrets to trust. With tears of joy in their eyes, they acknowledge that the room, once filled with hidden treasures, now contains an even more valuable gem: the deep, abiding love and trust they share. Their heartfelt message resonates with everyone present, uniting them in the power of love and connection.